Welcome to Stoic Inner Power. Today we embark on a journey to understand the profound wisdom of knowing when to walk away. Life often presents us with difficult choices, but the hardest one is deciding to leave behind what no longer serves our soul. We often stay in toxic situations out of habit or fear, but Stoicism teaches us to value our inner freedom above all. Time is our most precious resource. Wasting it in environments that drain our spirit is a direct offense against our own life. Leaving is not an act of weakness. It is a courageous declaration that you respect yourself enough to demand a better reality. The Stoics believed in rational action. If a situation destroys your reason and peace, logic dictates that you must remove yourself immediately. We will explore 6 clear signs that indicate it is time to depart. Viewed through the lens of ancient Stoic philosophy, these signs are not just warnings. They are calls to action. Listen closely, for your peace of mind depends on this understanding. Let us begin with the first sign, a fundamental principle that distinguishes a challenge that helps you grow from one that destroys. Sign number 1, they disrupt your peace far more than they ever challenge you to grow or improve as a person. If every interaction leaves you feeling drained, anxious, or full of self-doubt, you are not facing a challenge, but erosion. True growth requires effort, yes, but it should leave you feeling stronger. Toxic environments only leave you feeling exhausted and empty. Stoicism teaches us that inner peace is our ultimate asset. Anything that constantly steals this treasure is not worth holding on to. You cannot build a stable life on a foundation of chaos. If the ground beneath you is always shaking, you must move. Seneca once said that the mind must be rescued from the crowd. Sometimes the crowd is just one person who destroys peace. Think of your energy as a limited budget. Why spend it all on repairing the damage someone else causes to your spirit? When you remove the source of disruption, your mind naturally returns to a state of stillness, just like water after a storm. Growth happens in fertile soil, not in a toxic wasteland. You owe it to your potential to find a better environment. Do not confuse the struggle of toxicity with the struggle of improvement. One breaks you down, the other builds you up. Recognize the difference between a storm that waters your garden and a hurricane that tears up your roots. Choose wisely. Sign number 2. You live in a constant state of reaction, no longer the master of your own actions or emotions. When you are always guessing their mood or adjusting your behavior to avoid conflict, you have become a puppet, not a person. Walking on eggshells is not a way to live. It forces you into a defensive posture, always waiting for the next blow. This reactive state robs you of your agency. You stop planning your own life because you are too busy managing their chaos. Stoicism defines freedom as being the master of your own mind. If someone else dictates your emotional state, you are enslaved. You find yourself constantly explaining, defending, or apologizing. This is not a partnership. It is a trial where you are guilty. To lose mastery over your own reactions is to lose the very essence of Stoic virtue. You must reclaim the helm. Epictetus taught that if we surrender our mind to others, we should be ashamed. Yet we do this daily in toxic relationships. The longer you stay in a reactive mode, the harder it becomes to remember who you are when you are truly free. Leaving allows you to stop reacting and start living again. It gives you back the space to act with intention and purpose. Reclaim your power. Step out of the cycle of reaction and into the calm stability of your own sovereign mind. Sign number 3, you gradually begin to betray your own standards, values, and the moral code you once held dear. The most dangerous damage is not physical but moral. It happens when you lower your standards to accommodate their bad behavior. You find yourself accepting things you once refused. You make excuses for disrespect that you would never tolerate from anyone else. This is a slow erosion of character. You justify their lies, their anger, or their neglect, and in doing so become complicit. Stoicism warns us that character is destiny. If you compromise your character to keep the peace, you lose the war. If a relationship requires you to be less honest, less kind, or less self-respecting, it is demanding too high a price. Leaving is an act of self-respect. It is a statement that your values are not up for negotiation or compromise. Do not fear being called selfish for choosing your integrity. Self-preservation of the soul is the highest form of duty. Your moral compass must remain true. If someone acts like a magnet pulling it astray, you must distance yourself immediately. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that no one can prevent us from being good and just, except for our own choices. Walk away to cleanse your spirit. Return to the standards that define you and refuse to lower them for anyone. Sign number 4, their presence ensures that your mind is never still, robbing you of the clarity needed for wisdom. When your mind is constantly noisy because of them, when you replay conversations and analyze every look, you have lost stillness. Stoicism teaches that a clear mind is the prerequisite for wisdom. You cannot think clearly if you are always emotionally flooded. If your intuition is drowned out by the noise of anxiety and confusion, you are in a dangerous state of blindness. This mental clutter prevents you from focusing on your purpose. You become consumed by the drama rather than your own life. Protect your mental space as you would a sanctuary. Do not let anyone turn your temple of reason into a marketplace. The ability to think rationally is your greatest tool. If someone dulls this tool, they are disarming you in life's battle. Leaving restores the silence. In that silence, you will find yourself again, and your ability to reason will return. Imagine waking up without that heavy weight on your chest. That is the prize of walking away, the return of peace. Do not undervalue the power of a quiet mind. It is the foundation of all happiness and the source of true strength. Sign number 5. You simply cannot be the best version of yourself when you are in their company or influence. Ask yourself honestly, when I am with them, do I feel stronger and more capable, or smaller and more afraid? If you have to shrink, hide your talents, or suppress your ambitions to maintain the relationship, the cost is too high. You start losing your discipline. The habits that made you successful and happy begin to fade away in the drama. Stoicism asks us to fulfill our potential as human beings. A relationship should be a catalyst for this, not an obstacle. You are trading your identity for their acceptance. You are sacrificing your future self to survive the present moment. The right people will encourage your discipline and applaud your growth. They will not feel threatened by your light. If you cannot flourish around them, you are in the wrong soil. Transplant yourself to where you can bloom. Leaving is an act of reclaiming your potential. It is deciding that your duty to your own life is paramount. Do not let your best self die a slow death. Rescue that version of you by walking away from what holds it back. Sign number 6, your intuition is constantly sounding the alarm, but you have been trained to ignore its warnings. Stoics do not dismiss intuition. They view it as the result of accumulated experience and reason processing faster than thought. That gut feeling that something is wrong is not weakness. It is your subconscious recognizing patterns of danger or deceit. If you feel a constant knot in your stomach or a dread of seeing them, your body is telling you the truth. Ignoring this signal is dangerous. It is like disabling the smoke detector while the house is slowly catching fire. Trust your perception. You are not crazy. You are observant. The persistent feeling of unease is valid evidence. Stoicism teaches us to see things as they are, not as we wish them to be. Your intuition sees the reality. Stop rationalizing away your instincts. Stop debating with your gut. If it feels wrong, it is likely wrong for you. Leaving when your intuition says go is an act of wisdom. It is trusting yourself more than you trust the situation. Let your intuition be your lighthouse. It is shining to protect you from crashing against the rocks of a toxic life. Now that we have recognized these signs, we must understand the final Stoic lesson on the act of leaving itself. Leaving does not require hatred. You do not need to villainize them to justify your departure. You just need to leave. You leave not because they are evil, but because you have chosen to protect your mind, your dignity, and your freedom. It is a choice for yourself, not against them. It is the ultimate act of taking responsibility for your own happiness. Remember, your inner power is reclaimed the moment you decide that your peace is more important than your history. Do not look back with regret. Look forward with the clarity of a Stoic who has chosen wisdom over suffering. You are the guardian of your own soul. No one else can protect it for you. Stand guard with courage. If you recognize these signs today, take heart. Awareness is the first step. Action is the path to freedom. Walk away from the shadows and step into the light of your own potential. Your future is waiting for you. Be strong. Be rational. Be the master of your fate. The power to change your life is in your hands. Thank you for joining us on this journey of self-discovery. May you find the strength to choose your own peace. This is Stoic Inner Power. If this message resonated with you, please subscribe and share it with those who need it. Remember, every ending is just a new beginning in disguise. Trust the process of life and trust yourself. Solitude is far better than toxic company. In solitude, you can find yourself. In toxicity, you only lose yourself. Be like the water, adaptable, persistent, and capable of moving around obstacles rather than being stopped by them. Let wisdom be your guide. Let reason be your weapon. And let inner peace be your ultimate victory. The moment you decide to leave is the moment you begin to heal. Do not delay your healing any longer. You hold the key to your own prison cell. The door is not locked. You simply need to push it open. Fly towards your freedom. Do not look back at the cage. The sky is vast and it belongs to you. Write a new story for your life. One where you are the hero, not the victim of someone else's drama. Surround yourself with warmth. Seek those who fan your flames, not those who douse them with water. The darkest hour is just before the dawn. If you are in pain now, know that your sunrise is coming. Use your body to strengthen your mind. Movement creates momentum. Walk away physically and your mind will follow. It will be hard, but the pain of leaving is temporary, while the pain of staying is eternal. Be resilient. You can bend without breaking. You can survive the transition and emerge stronger on the other side. Chart your course. Do not drift. Know where you are going, and do not let anyone steer you off path. Catch the wind of change. Let it